I was on this TV show a few years ago called Before. It had a couple of recognizable names on it. And when I was on the show, they said that I was too nice, I was too friendly. Which, of course, understandably so, you know, in a competition, they want you to be like, oh, everybody else sucks but me. But I loved that show, and the response around the world was so amazing, it was so wonderful. I met a lot of really amazing people through it, some of the closest people to me now in my life. And I actually got asked to come out here to Los Angeles for a conference to speak at it. And at the time, I was still living in Atlanta, and I was just ready to go. I was just ready for a vacation. Like, it didn't matter if I had money for it or what. They said they would, you know, take care of me. I won't get into too many details on that, but I came out here to Los Angeles. We did the conference. I spoke and I sang a couple times, and then as the days went by, everybody started going home, and I was expecting, you know, compensation for travel and stuff like that. It didn't happen. And so for about, I want to say, a week and a half, I got to experience life in Los Angeles, like essentially homeless. And I went from like beach to beach, and one of my friends ended up, you know, kind of helping me out, but we were both struggling at the same time. So it was just like, instead of sleeping on a bench, we were in a car. And I remember one day I decided to go out here on Hollywood Boulevard with my guitar, and I played some songs and all that other stuff like that. And somebody came up to me and was like, oh man, I gotta introduce you to my friend. He does a lot of really, really cool stuff. Funny thing enough, his friend was actually somebody who booked talent for The Voice, and we had spoken via email sometime before that. And he was like, oh man, I would love to like get you to come out to my event and come check it out. It was already booked and everything like that, but he had me come out and he had me play a song. And that place actually just so happened to be this place right here, and I played this piano right here. And I played my heart out. I was like, yeah, I just want to, you know, get all this out of my system. I just want to sing. I just want to, you know, do all that. And I was in a place where I felt so broken, but you know, this music heals me. It does something to my soul. And I got up, I sang the song, and then afterwards I briefly spoke about, you know, what was going on. And I got off stage. Somebody right out there where you all are sitting right now, somebody came up to me. It was so nice and was just asking me a bunch of questions. And then the questions started getting a little personal, like, what's your full first name? Or your full name, your full legal name, and where are you trying to go? When do you want to get there? Blah, 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 blah. And, you know, I was feeling so open at the time, I went ahead and told him. And by the end of that conversation, he was like, cool, I just booked you a flight back home. And I got a chance to make it back to my home, make it back to my house when I had literally no money, nowhere to go, no one to call on. And that all happened right here. So it's a really full circle moment to be able to be in front of you all now in this place, in this stage of my life. So thank you all so much for being so wonderful tonight. And it's funny, it's, you know, a lot of the music that I write is about healing. It's about, you know, getting to that new place. This song right here, when I first wrote it, was actually, it was just like, I wrote it a really long time ago. It was just like one of those cute love songs. I was like, ooh, I love you, I want to say hi. And then some time passed by and I went back in to re-record it. At that time, because of the show, because of everything that happened, my love for music wasn't the same. It wasn't what I initially had that made me so passionate about it. But I got in the studio and I realized that the song that I wrote wasn't about me loving someone, it was about me falling back in love with music, falling back in love with what loved me first. And so, the song essentially says, I'm ready to love again. I'm ready to, go back into this thing. Sometimes we fall, sometimes it's hard, even when we have it all. But in this love game, it's all right if I'm falling in your arms tonight.